globe. Many years ago, there lived an emperor. He was so fond of new clothes that he spent all his time and all his money in order to be well dressed. He did not care about his soldiers, nor did he go to the theater or even ride out, except to show off his beautiful new clothes. He had a different suit for every hour of the day. People would ask, "Where is the emperor?" Instead of answering, "He is in the council with his ministers," his officers would reply, "The emperor is changing his clothes in his dressing room." Time passed nearly in the big town, which was the emperor's capital city. Visitors arrived every day at the court, and one day they came two men who called themselves weavers, but they were in fact clever robbers. They pretended that they knew how to weave cloth of the most beautiful colors and magnificent patterns. Moreover, they said the clothes woven from this magic cloth could not be seen by anyone who was unfit for the office he held or was very stupid. The beautiful clothes could only be seen by those who were fit for the office they held or were very clever. "These indeed must be splendid clothes," thought the emperor. "If I had a suit made out of this magic cloth, I could find out at once what men in my kingdom are not good enough for the positions they hold, and I should be able to tell who are wise and who are foolish. This stuff must be woven for me immediately." And he ordered large sums of money to be given to both the weavers, in order that they might begin their work at once. So the two men who pretended to be weavers set up two looms and went on as they thought they were working very busily, though in reality they did nothing at all. They asked for the most delicate silk and the purest gold thread. They kept for themselves and put quietly into their knapsack, whatever she said, and then went on with their pretended work at the empty looms until far into the night. After some little time had passed, the emperor said to himself, "I would like to know how the weavers are getting along with my cloth. I am a bit worried about going myself to look at the cloth, because they said that a fool or a man unfit for his office would be unable to see the material. I am sure that I am quite safe, but with all the same, I think it's best to send someone else first." All the people throughout the city had already heard of the wonderful cloth and its magic, and all were anxious to learn how wise or how stupid their friends and neighbors might be. "I will send my faithful old minister to see how the weavers are getting on with my cloth," said the emperor at last, and after some thought. "He will be the best person to see how the cloth looks, for he is the man of sense, and no one can be more suitable for his office than he is." So the honest old minister went into the hall where the wicked men were working with all their might at the empty looms. "What can be the meaning of this?" thought the old man, opening his eyes wide. "I cannot see the least bit of thread on the loom's thread, nor the least bit of cloth woven." However, he did not speak his thoughts out loud. The men who were pretending to weave asked them very politely to be so good as to come near, and then pointed to the empty looms, asked him whether the design pleased him and whether the colors were not very beautiful. The poor old minister looked and looked, but he could not see anything on the looms, for the very good reason that there is nothing there. But of course he did not know this, and thought only that he must be a foolish man or unfit for the office of minister. "Dear me," he said to himself, "I must never tell anybody that I cannot see this cloth." "Well, sir minister," said one of the weavers still pretending to work, "you do not say whether or not the stuff pleases you." "Oh, it is most beautiful," said the minister quickly, peering at the loom through his spectacles. "This pattern and colors, yes, I will tell the emperor without delay how very wonderful I think them. We shall be be most grateful to you, said the pretended weavers, and they named the different colors. The old minister listened closely to their fine words so that he could repeat them to the emperor. And then the wicked men asked for more silk and gold, saying that they needed to finish what they had begun. Again they were given closely thread and silk, and again they put it all into their knapsacks and went on pretending to work as busy as before. The emperor was pleased with the report brought by his minister, and soon after sent another officer of his court to see how the men were getting on and to find out how soon the cloth would be ready. It was, of course, just the same with the officer as it had been with the minister. He looked at the looms on all sides, but could not see nothing at all but the empty frames. Does this stuff appear as beautiful to you as it did to my lord? To my lord, the minister, asked the man, at the same time pointing at the empty looms and talking of the design and colors that were not there. I'm certainly not stupid, thought the officer. It must be that I'm not fit for the very good comfortable office I have. This is very odd indeed. However, no one shall ever know about it. However, no one shall ever know anything about it. And at once he turned to the calves and praised the material he could not see, saying he was delighted with both colors and patterns. Then he returned to the emperor, saying, indeed, please your imperial majesty, the cloth which the weavers are making is extraordinary, magnificent. The whole city was talking about the splendid clothes which the emperor had ordered to be woven at such a great cost. And now at last the emperor wished to go himself and see the marvelous clothes while it was still on the loom. He took with him a few of the officers of the court, among who were the officers and ministers who had seen the cloth, and come back with the tales of its beauty. As soon as the pretended weavers heard the emperor coming, they worked away harder than ever, but they still did not weave a single thread through the empty looms. Is not the cloth magnificent? said the officer and the minister, who had already seen the weaver's pretend work. If your majesty will only be so good as to look at it. What a splendid design! What glorious colors! At the same time, they pointed at the empty frames because they thought that everyone else could see the wonderful work of the weavers, even if they could not see themselves. How is it? asked the emperor to himself. I cannot see nothing. This is indeed terrible. Am I a stupid man, or am I unfit to be emperor? That could be the worst thing that could happen. Oh, the cloth is beautiful, he cried out loud. I am delighted with it. And he smiled with the most charmingly. For on no account would he say that he could not see what his officer and minister had praised so much. All his followers now strained their eyes, hoping to see something in the looms, but they could not see no more than the others. Nevertheless, they exclaimed, "Oh, how beautiful!" and advised his majesty the emperor to have some new clothes made for this splendid material, and to wear them in the great procession that was soon to take place. Magnificent, charming, excellente, they were said over and over again, and everyone was very gay indeed. That's what it says. The emperor pretended to share in the pleasure of his followers and presented the two with the title of gentlemen weavers, and the ribbon of an order to knighthood to be worn in their buttonholes. The wicked men sat up all night before the day on which the procession was to take place. Do we have to start
We don't like it.
He had 16 lights burning so that everyone might see how eager they were to finish the emperor's details. They pretended to roll the cloth off the roof. They cut the air with their scissors and sewed the needles without any thread in them. See, they said at last, the emperor's suit is ready. And now the emperor and all his court came to see the weavers work, and something raised their arms as though they were holding up something to be seen, and said, "Here are your majesty's trousers, and here's a scarf, and here's a coat. The whole suit is as light as a cobweb. When dressed in it, one might fancy the one that has on nothing at all. That, however, is the most wonderful thing about this delicate magic cloth." "Yes, indeed," said all the court, although not one of them could see anything at all. If your Emperor Majesty would graciously please to take off your clothes, we will fit on your new suit and undergarments in front of the mirror. The emperor was then undressed, and the robbers pretended to dress him in his new clothes. The emperor turning around from side to side in front of the mirror. "How splendid His Majesty looks in his new clothes, and how well they fit!" Everyone cried out loud. "What a design! What colors! They are indeed royal robes." "The company which is to be carried over your Majesty in the procession is waiting now," said the chief master of ceremonies. "I am quite ready," asked the emperor. Do my clothes fit well?" asked he, turning himself around again in front of the mirror, in order that he might look as though he was admiring his handsome suit. The lords of the bedchamber, who were to carry His Majesty's train, fell about on the ground as if they were lifting up the ends, and then pretended to be carrying something. They could never for a moment let anyone think that they were stupid or unfit for the office. So now the emperor walked under his high canopy in the middle of the
Let's just restart.
Right?
Miss Keel's not going to accept my...
Right through the streets of his capital city, and all the people standing by and those at the windows cried out.